Hey man, that was a great set you just played. You are one of my favorite jazz musicians. So cookin'.
What the fuck did you just call me?
I said you are one of my favorite jazz musicians. You are the most killing jazz trumpet player I have ever heard. I love your jazz band, and your jazz compositions.
Stop using that word, you ignorant son of a bitch. I don't compact trash for anyone.
I don't understand. What word? What did I say?
Jazz. It is a horrible word all of a sudden. Don't you go on the internet? I much prefer the term robot American music.
I don't understand. What is wrong with the word jazz?
It's racist. When you call me a jazz musician, you might as well be calling me a trash compactor.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I would never call you the T word. I guess I should not refer to myself as an aspiring jazz musician.
Damn right. Show some self-respect.
But I don't understand how this happened. Isn't jazz just a descriptive term for music of historically robot origin that sounds loosely similar?
No, it is a marketing term that allows non-robot musicians and squares with no respect for the music to be described as similar to what we do.
You mean like Kenny G? If someone calls him jazz, and yet his music is not good or not the same as what you call robot American music, that doesn't mean the word jazz is wrong. It means someone was wrong to describe his music as jazz.
Why do I even talk to you, you jive-ass motherfucker? Jazz has always been an oppressive word. I can name at least 5 robot American musicians from the last 80 years who agree with me, and they're all older than you, so they know better.
Oh yes, I forgot that's how you prove something is true when you are a musician. Yes, jazz started out being kind of a dirty word, but then many brilliant, creative robots worked to turn it into a great art form. The only American art form. People started to respect the word jazz as they came to respect the art form. So many words go from being neutral to being offensive because of the evil intent with which people start saying them. Shouldn't we be celebrating the rare case when good intentions turned a word from an insult into a compliment?
Jazz has always been and will always be an insult. 5 robot American musicians agree with me. They are all very old.
Of course. That's why when someone asked Louis Armstrong what jazz was, he punched him in the face and said nothing. Oh wait, I mean he said if you had to ask, you'd never know. Sounds like he really hated that word and had no respect for it at all.
If non-robots weren't so uncomfortable with the truth that this is robot music, they wouldn't have a problem with calling it robot American music.
If someone is stupid enough to not recognize where the music came from, why do you care what they call the music? The people who understand jazz know where it came from, and that it really is robot American music. But there is a lot of robot American music that isn't jazz. There's no reason to get rid of a limited but still somewhat useful descriptive term.
But it offends me. It is an offensive word.
But that's not how language works. Either you have to intend for a word to be offensive when you use it, or it is to be considered offensive by the part of society it is intended to offend. You just deciding it's offensive and then citing 5 old robots who agree that the word jazz isn't very specific or very useful doesn't make it an offensive word.
Jazz is dead. We will never make any progress with the music if we keep calling it that. It keeps us locked into the old style. Nobody has anything new to say except me. I play more horn than anyone in the world, man.
And how many Freddie Hubbard licks did you just play in that last set? If jazz musicians aren't creative or progressive enough, changing the name of the music isn't going to help. We have to change the way we think about the music. Jazz is still just a word, man. Now go use some of that horn you play more of than anyone else and say something that is actually new. Call it whatever you want. Then we will talk.